Thanks for that great presentation. Now please join me in welcoming to the stage the Honorable Cliff Rosenberger and the Honorable Larry Obhoff. I think we'll go through their bios now. Yeah. All right. Cliff Rosenberger is currently serving his fourth term in the Ohio House of Representatives, where he represents the 91st Legislative District. For the 132nd General Assembly, he was unanimously re-elected by his colleagues to serve a second term as Speaker of the House. Speaker Rosenberger is an Air Force veteran. Though originally stationed in Springfield with the 178th Fighter Wing, he transferred to the 113th Fighter Wing in the District of Columbia after accepting a position with the White House. A graduate of Wright State University, he has also served as the National Political Events Coordinator for Governor Mitt Romney's presidential election campaign and Special Assistant to the U.S. Secretary of the Interior, Dirk Kempthorne. Larry Obhoff serves as President of the Ohio Senate for the 132nd General Assembly. As the presiding officer for the 33-member Senate, Senator Obhoff is responsible for leading the Senate Majority Caucus as it sets the policy agenda for the two-year legislative cycle. He is also responsible for the formal organization of the chamber, including recognizing members in debate, preserving order and decorum, calling for votes, and signing all acts. President Obhoff proudly represents the people of the 22nd Senatorial District. He is focused on improving Ohio's economy and has been a staunch advocate of fiscal responsibility, smaller and more efficient government, and lower taxes. Prior to his election as President of the Senate, prior to his election as President of the Senate, he served as both President pro tempore and Majority Whip. We'll hand it over to the leader. You can go right ahead. Oh, okay. All right, I'll hide the paper.
Okay. Am I on? Okay. Well, I'm not sure if we're supposed to be sitting down over here or talking up at the podium, so I'll just do this. First, I want to thank you all for having Cliff and I here today. And I want to thank you, most importantly, for what you've done over the last few years for the state of Ohio's economy. And that's something that we've both been focused on as well. If you look back at our state, just 6 short years ago, in January 2011, we had a 9.3% unemployment rate. We had lost more than 350,000 jobs in the prior 4 years and had frankly been on a slide as a state for a while before that. And I think my other microphone just came on. And it had been a tough time in Ohio for a really long time. So we rolled up our sleeves, did the things that people always say they're going to do on the campaign trail, but then oftentimes fall short on. We cut taxes for working Ohioans, and the Speaker and I, since we've been in the legislature, have seen Ohio cut its taxes and have played a role in that by more than any other state in the country, by a net $5 billion. That is more than 16% across the board for all Ohio taxpayers, but it also included some specific things that are pretty important, like getting rid of the death tax and small business tax relief in the most recent budget cycle. And we've changed the way we do regulations so that now we do what we should have been doing all along. We try to run the government the way we do the private sector, the way you'd have to do in your businesses, and we do a cost-benefit analysis. And before we institute a new regulation, we ask ourselves, is this going to hurt the economy? Is this going to cost us jobs? If so, maybe you should go back to the drawing board and come up with something a little bit better. And so those are the kinds of changes that we've tried to enact over the last few years. During that time, Ohio has gone from, again, above 9% unemployment to around 5% today. We're up more than 400,000 net new private sector jobs during that span. And we've seen our fiscal state increase pretty dramatically. We are, I believe, according to the Mercatus Center, the 11th best state in long-term fiscal outlook. That is significantly better than we were 5 years ago. And we actually saw Ohio's credit rating improve right around the same time the federal credit rating went down for the first time in U.S. history. So even though we had the wind in our face coming from Washington, We moved in a pro-market direction that was better for the economy, better for employers, and better for Ohio's workers because of that. And I think if you look at both the House and the Senate agenda in this General Assembly, you'll see that we're still focused on the things that matter the most to Ohioans. So first and foremost, improving our economy and trying to bring well-paying jobs all across the state. And your industry has been a big part of that, particularly in an area of the state that was hurting more than other parts of the state for a long time. So thank you for what you've done to help improve things and to create jobs and to help grow Ohio's economy. We're also focused, and I know the House has got a pretty robust agenda on this as well, focused on the opiate epidemic and fighting heroin abuse and use and overdose deaths. Ohio leads the country in overdose deaths in the last year. It was pretty rough, and we need to put a stop to that. And so we've tried to tackle this from all sides, both by expanding the availability of the anti-overdose drug Narcan, both to first responders and to family members of people who might be at risk, but also through major sentencing reforms that have started to treat people who are nonviolent drug offenders like they need to be treated, people who need a leg up, who need help, who need treatment, and who hopefully, if they can break the cycle of addiction, can become productive members of society again instead of becoming hardened criminals sitting in a prison somewhere. Senate Bill 1, the first bill that we introduced this General Assembly, will significantly increase the penalties for selling fentanyl and carfentanil, two of the most dangerous substances out there. Believe it or not, things can actually get worse than heroin. Fentanyl is 30 to 50 times more potent than heroin and is something that has led to a significant spike in overdose deaths. So we're focused on that. We're focused on improving workforce development in our education system and making sure that all of Ohio's potential employees, anyone who's in the workforce who's looking for a job, can find the skills and get the training that's necessary, particularly in industries such as yours. So with that, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let's hear a round of applause for the President. How y'all doing? Oh, come on. This is supposed to be oil and gas folks. How y'all doing? That's a lot better. Hey, look, I'm going to be real quick. First off, President Obhoff laid out an extremely important agenda that not only the Senate but the House is teaming up with them on, and that is, of course, all in all, from the workforce to education to ensuring we can do everything we can to allow you all to have predictability and certainty, we're going to do it. And probably the proudest accomplishment that I can say in my entire time in the General Assembly has been this. There's been no increase in the severance tax so that you can continue to do your jobs and continue to do what you can do to help produce for Ohio. And let me just say this. One, I love you all. You're the greatest Americans. You're doing the right things to continue to make sure, in my opinion, to continue to make the fight that not only Ohio but this nation can lead as an energy independent nation amongst the world. But number two, as long as I'm Speaker, we're going to continue to have that conversation, and as long as it makes no sense for market conditions to show that there needs a need of a severance tax, we're going to continue to oppose it in the Ohio House of Representatives. We're going to continue to find avenues and ways to make sure that we do things, from whether it's, everything we can to ensure that this administration continues to allow for you to do your job in a more sensible way by tearing down regulations, trying to get over, Washington's got enough bullshit coming, okay? And luckily we have a president now that's going to clear that up. We don't need to do anything more at the state of Ohio to make that worse. And you all know it. I've been out on your rigs. I've been out to your sites. I mean, I say this all the time, but this whole definition of navigable waterways just kills me. I can't believe for 1 minute a damn ditch, Jim. Where's Assalinides? Hey, Jim, well, you got to fix this, we got to fix this navigable waterway thing and all this goofy stuff going on. This is more. And here's the other thing. You can count on me. We'll do everything we can to continue to meet with this administration, continue to meet with Congress, to continue to find ways to make your jobs a lot easier, because I cannot tell you the importance of the future of the energy world where you guys don't play an extremely important role in it. So with that, I'm going to be short and brief. We're continue to be your friends. Let me just take opportunity, because I always love it. First off, I genuinely enjoy working with Jim Aslanides. I really appreciate his leadership, but I would be remiss if I did not take opportunity. Somebody's been fighting so hard for you in Columbus, and I don't know where he went to, but he was sitting in here a little bit ago. These lights are so bright, but Tom Stewart's here somewhere. There he is. And Tom's done a great job. Jim's doing a great job. I look forward to working with your folks. You got a lot of good people. Sean Bennett is the man. I really appreciate his advocacy and his help in talking with him. So God bless you all. Keep making those. I know you're in a tough spot. You keep putting your shoulder to the wheel and doing as you have been, and I know that not only you're going to help make Ohio extremely successful, but at the end result, our nation will be better off because of what we're doing here to make sure that we keep drilling. So God bless you all, and thanks for having me out today with the President. Appreciate it.
I see none. All right.
Okay, very good. Thank you all.
We're off for the PAC reception, the trade show reception, and at 5:30 begins the President's reception. This concludes our business session for the day. Thank you.